Hello friends and welcome to the weekly moon update. In these videos we talk about the moon energy for the current week, as well as a little bit of astrology and some oracle messages for the collective for this week. So if you are watching this live when it premieres at 8:30 p.m. every Sunday, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're not watching this live, there are always timestamps in the description box below so that you can jump around to whatever part of the week that you are watching, or if you just want to hear the oracle messages, there's a timestamp for that as well. So in this video's case, we're talking about the week of November 24th through the 30th. We're closing out the month of November with a first quarter Pisces moon this week. And we also have two planets going direct this week. So let's jump into the moon energy for this week. So we have our first quarter moon on Friday, November 28th, and we are still like pretty close to the new moon when we start off this week. So we've got a waxing crescent moon for the beginning of the week, but it's not going to be 50% lit until the end of the week. So yes, the moon is waxing and increasing with energy, but it's still not a lot of energy, especially at the beginning of the week. So this might be kind of a slow moving week, and then getting into the weekend, feeling that energy, and then starting off next week with like more abundant energy. So beginning of the week, we have a waxing crescent. After the first quarter, we have our waxing gibbous, leading us up to the full moon next week. So we're starting off Monday with Capricorn energy, which I love because Capricorn energy, well, we're almost in Capricorn season. Capricorn season is the end of December, beginning of January. So it's that start of the new year, and it's, setting your goals, setting your intentions, and Capricorn packs that bag and climbs the mountain and tries its best, everything that it can muster, using all of its resources in the dead of winter to get to the top of the mountain, to get to that other side, to get to the spring season. Capricorn is determined and ready to go. So it's a really wonderful way to start off a week and a Monday. So we will be in Capricorn energy all day Monday, and we'll be moving into Aquarius very early in the morning Tuesday around 5:16 a.m. So now that we've moved into the new year, we've set our goals, set our intentions, Aquarius helps broaden our perspective, open our minds to see things differently in order for the new goals, plans, and intentions that Capricorn set to come to fruition. And if we want new things in our life, we have to grow and expand and think outside of the box in order to get these new things. The old things weren't working. We want new things. So in order to have new things, we have to have new ideas. We have to look at things differently. We have to change our perspective in order for these new things to come in. I think sometimes we might get stuck here. Yes, we want these new things, but we're just like, for whatever reason, unable to see how that might happen, or just the inability to visualize what that might look like. Aquarius energy, being an air sign, helps us to open and expand our brains to be able to take in that new information and those new ideas. We'll be in Aquarius energy all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and about half of Thursday as well. We'll be moving into Pisces at 2:24 p.m. Thursday, which will put us into the Pisces first quarter energy. Also happening on Thursday, Saturn is going direct. It has been retrograde in Aries since July of this year. Saturn recently moved into Aries this year as well, so this was a new sign, and it kind of just dipped its toe in a little bit into that Aries energy before it went retrograde. And now, as it's ending its retrograde cycle, it actually is back into Pisces, which we have been in Pisces. Saturn has been in Pisces for the last 3 years, and we're transitioning into Aries, but as it went retrograde, it dipped back down into Pisces. It's going to hang out in Pisces until February of next year. So we're kind of dipping back into that Pisces energy, which I personally really loved. I mean, I just love Pisces energy anyways, but I have found that water cleansing and clearing really helps with my energetic field and also my physical body as well. So I really loved the water boundary restriction thing. I liked the movement that and play that we had with it, and I also just really loved that clearing with water energy. And I'm still trying to wrap my brain around Saturn and Aries. I've found that Saturn and Aries, again, to clear and I mean, fire is good for clearing energy, like burning things away. But I've also found that the Saturn and Aries movement is a good way to clear your energetic field and reset those boundaries again. But I'm still learning about that and still kind of exploring it. And now we get to dip back into Pisces for a little bit until February of next year. It always just feels better when a planet goes direct, like things are moving forward and progressing naturally. So also happening on Saturday, Mercury's going direct. Yay! So we survived our last Mercury retrograde of this year. And that means we're not going to have to start off the new year with a Mercury retrograde, which we have the last few years, I think. So that's exciting. So very much continuing with the theme of last week. Like last week felt very hopeful, and with all that the shift into Sagittarius season, the moon moved into was in Sagittarius last week, and it brought this hopeful, exciting, like looking forward to the next thing, because I think like when we're going through these big transformations like we are collectively, it's scary, and the unknown is going to bring up fear. It was nice to step into that Sagittarius energy again to find that hope and belief, and a first quarter Pisces moon can really, really believe. Like Pisces is floaty and dreamy and spacey and not very practical and not very grounded, but I just love Pisces energy. It helps me. I know it's not good to stay in that dreamy, spacey energy all the time, but I need hope and I need joy, and Pisces energy helps me do that. So a first quarter Pisces moon, I think, helps reinforce that belief in that spark that the Sagittarius energy ignited. So it's nice to close out this week with and we also had our Halloween week was in Pisces too. So it's that kind of fantasy element of dreaming really big, even if it's not that practical, but just for the fun of it. And we'll be in Pisces energy. So from Thursday afternoon, all day Friday, and most of Saturday as well. But we'll move into Aries at 8:07 p.m. Saturday evening, and we'll be in Aries energy all day Sunday. So that means we're starting off next weekend, Monday, with Aries, spring, fire, like getting excited for things. And because this is a waxing gibbous Aries moon, there's a lot of excitement for it. There's a lot of energy to it too. So the energy of this week kind of has this slow progression, this movement forward, this kind of relief that we get when planets go retrograde, the belief in our dreams that we get with a first quarter Pisces moon, but also just the energy of this time of year. It's fall, and the fall season helps us to slow down and to just find that relief, to find that I'm not going to force things to work that aren't working. I'm not going to struggle. I'm going to slow down. whatever happens will happen. I really do think that fall season kind of helps us to be present and in the moment, because it's just kind of like it's the end of the year. If all of our hopes and dreams didn't work out this year, it is what it is. We can pick up and try again. We're kind of moving into this reflective time too, where you can decide for yourself, are these the things that I really want? Are these the things that I really want to go after? So that we can get prepared to start thinking about the end of the year, start thinking about next year, and start figuring out what it is that we want. So we're slowing down, we're starting to go within, even though we have this waxing moon and this increasing energy during the fall and winter. Even the waxing moons are slower, and just we're encouraged to slow down, we're encouraged to wind down. And like I said last week, the new moons and the dark moons feel a lot darker than the new moons in the spring. So we're just heading into that time of year where we're slowing down and we're beginning to become reflective, and just like being okay with that slowing down, like not forcing anything, not struggling with anything, just being like, this is where we are, this is how it is. Let's just chill out the rest of the year and start reflecting and thinking about next year. Our card for this week is coming from the Sisterhood of the Seers Oracle by Athena Laz. And we've got an owl card. Owl spirit has been coming up a lot in our Twitch live readings. And just owl energy, the wise old owl energy has been coming up a lot lately. So the keywords for this card, or the message for this card, is dream your true north, which feels very fitting for a first quarter Pisces moon. Authenticity, dream weaver, spiritual power, finding your true north, soul purpose, trusting yourself, alignment, then action. The situation requires that you return to your true self, embody your authenticity, and from the centered place, begin visioning your next right step or any changes that you may need to make. It may be helpful at this time to simply step back in order to get really clear on how you feel, what your values and beliefs are, and what you would like to experience next before you take any action. This really kind of summarized what I was saying about the season and slowing down and reflecting. Rather than spend 5 days or even a month deliberating this intentionally, then spending years of your life on a misaligned path. Alignment is when your heart and vision unite into one. Through this union, you experience life in all stages from an unshakable place of internal congruency. This doesn't mean that there won't be any ups or downs, but it does mean that you will feel deeply connected to the truth of who you are while you are on a journey of forward movement. Like a seer who peers into the vast cosmos of order to see their place in the world, you too must ask, where does my heart belong? The answer that arises may not be about a place or a person. It might not even be the answer that you've asked. Rather, it may be about your soul purpose, the reason for any similar or repetitive situations, and the opportunity to explore a new calling at this time. Remember that no one can make this decision for you, as you are being called to step into your spiritual power, and with that, you are required to choose. This is a powerful time of awakening. The contemplation question is, how can I honor my soul path? And I also really love the question, where does my heart belong? These are all really important questions as we're making our way through this fall season of introspection and reflection. Our chakra card for this week is Inner Well. Tap into your well of strength and draw from your inner reservoir of divine power. You have everything that you need within you, awaiting your remembrance, exploration, excavation, and ultimately your mastery. Confidently claim your unique power and gifts in this world and ground into the truth that you are held, supported, and kept safe in the arms of a loving universe. So this is a root chakra card. The crystal they recommend is onyx, and the herb is dandelion. Dandelion root is such a wonderful, powerful herb for cleansing and clearing, releasing toxins from your body. And man, oh man, do people hate dandelions. And why do people hate dandelions so much? They're so beautiful, and they're medicinally, they're so incredibly potent and powerful and super magical. And they have these huge tap roots. So it's kind of very fitting for this card in the inner well and like, digging deep into your inner reservoir like this card is describing. And our crystal for this week is green aventurine, a stone of growth. Whatever it touches flourishes. It activates the heart chakra, opening your heart to receive your blessings. Green aventurine helps manifest more abundance in love, money, work, and creative projects. It encourages prosperity, ignites new ideas, and brings good fortune of all kinds. The affirmation is, my heart is open to receive more blessings. Very wonderful, hopeful cards for this Sagittarius sun season that literally is igniting that spark and that inspiration and that thing that like draws your attention and points that arrow in that direction. And the owl is reminding us that we do know what is right for us if we just get quiet and listen to our hearts. Tap into that inner well and that reservoir that we have within to find that power, to find that divinity that's within all of us. And I hope that you have a wonderful first quarter week. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to see you on the other side of the looking glass again sometime soon. Our three, there's a kitty walking by. Doopy doopy doo.